afternoon. Let's read chapter 6 of our book. I meowed and hissed as loud as I could. I raised my paw and my claws sprang out. It was no use. The third rat appeared at my left. I shivered. This wasn't the way it was supposed to be. Cats are supposed to eat rats. Rats aren't supposed to eat cats. The instant Nora climbed to the top of my hay bale, I took off again. As she pulled herself over the edge, I leaped from the pile of hay. She snapped at me. Her long yellow teeth were missing my leg. The hay was so high, I had to wave my paws and swing my tail to keep my balance. When I hit the floor, it knocked the wind out of me. I stumbled but scrambled to my feet once more. Fast as I could, I raced for the other side of the barn. There was no hay there, so I backed into the corner, watched, waited. Nora hopped down and hurried across the floor. The big rat on the wood rafters at the top of the barn scurried toward me, too. Frantic, I looked all around. I couldn't find the third rat. Hey, a voice called. Who's up there? Who's jumping around on my roof? Suddenly, another pointy nose appeared out of a hole. It was so close that I could see his black eyes squinting at me. He blinked. What's going on up there? Hey, Smitty, Nora called in her squeaky rat voice. It's a kitty cat. He's on the roof of your rat hole. Help us get him cornered. The eyes blinked. The pointy nose wiggled. Oh boy, fresh meat. A single strip of light shone through the opening between the two doors. It made the hay shiny green and brought a brightness to the dreary, frightening barn. Nora blocked my path, but it was my only chance. I ran straight for Nora. At the last second, she squeaked and jumped aside. I dodged the other direction, slid a tiny bit on the loose hay, then shot through the opening between the two doors. I didn't stop running until I was safe beside Callie on the porch swing. Callie raised up and looked at me, but she didn't say anything. That was okay because I was breathing so hard that I probably couldn't have heard her anyway. It took a while for my hair to unfuzz. It took even longer for my legs to quit shaking and for me to breathe without wheezing and rasping. Want to talk about it? The old cat finally asked. I took a deep breath. A little shudder raced through me, so I took another breath. I went to the barn and met the rats, huh? I nodded, digging my claws into the swing to keep the shudders from shaking me again. They chased me. They were going to eat me. Callie made a little snorting sound and put her head back on her paws. I bet the reason they chased you was because you ran. Rats are cowards. They won't even take on a kitten like you in a fair fight. Probably at least 3 or 4 of them, right? 4. They were big, too. Really big. Callie nodded. Like I said, they run in gangs. Only cowards run in gangs. If you hadn't chicken, you mean they wouldn't have done anything to me if I hadn't run from them? Callie raised her head. Her whiskers twitched from side to side. Hard to tell. You're not a kitten anymore, but you're not a full-grown cat either. You can't always figure out what rats are going to do. But like I said, they're cowards. Usually they won't fight a cat, not even a young small cat like you. Still, well, probably would be a good idea if you stayed out of the barn until you're a little bigger. I don't think I'll ever go back to the barn, I said, shaking my head. Not ever again. Callie only smiled. You will. Cats hate rats. Why? Well, rats are destroyers. They eat or gnaw or tear up all our people's things. We cats love our people. We can't put up with rats making our people miserable or hurting their stuff. It's just the way we are. When will I be big? When will I not be afraid of rats? You'll know, Callie said. You'll know. With that, Callie kissed me between the eyes. She washed and cleaned my forehead with her rough tongue. Then she washed behind my ears. After a while, I didn't feel so scared anymore. I felt like a baby kitten again with Mama loving me and taking care of me. Before I knew it, I fell asleep. Cat naps always make us cats feel better. When I woke up, I strolled straight to the door of the barn. My eyes narrowed. I felt mean and strong. Here, kitty, 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 a voice called from inside. I stopped running when I got to the woodpile. Okay, so they looked like mice, but I never saw such big mice. I mean, rats. I never saw such long teeth. I could explore the barn later, maybe when I was bigger and stronger. It was 3 days before I got up the nerve to go near the barn. I wasn't bigger or stronger, at least not yet, but I was a cat. Cats aren't afraid of mice, not even big ones like rats. Although I was a tiny bit scared, I knew that I would have to face them. The woodpile was as close as I got to the barn. I watched and waited from there for any signs of ugly rats. Suddenly, a gentle thump hit me on the head. It wasn't as sharp as a bird's beak. It didn't sting, then go away, only to swoop back and sting again. But something was there. Something was on my head. What do you think is on Gray's head? We'll find out next chapter. See ya!